Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence. I'm the mysterious JG. We're in the middle of a big throwdown. It's kind of a four-way fight. The Takeda and the Hojo together, always been friends, never been enemies. If you think you remember us being enemies, you're obviously in some kind of delusion. We've been best friends forever. And we're taking on the team of the Uesugi and the Nagano. The Nagano in particular are outmatched here. But it's my hope that one of the results of this fight will be the Hojo taking Uesugi Castle. But these units, I can't see an actual target they have, but they've got enough stuff marching out that I'm really hoping they're going to take Uesugi Castle. If I were them, I would be trying to grab all the castles I could, including Yuki Castle and Oshi Castle, but I don't actually know what the relationship is between the... Okay, the Hojo are allied with us, and they're allied with the Nagano. So the Hojo aren't going to help us fight the Nagano. What I was curious about here was... okay, the Satake have a truce with the Uesugi. And the Uesugi are now enemies with us. We can't see their enemies here. They got a truce with the Oda, which I don't even understand when those guys were even fighting each other. Everybody hates us except for the Hojo, by the way. Oh, and the Oda are now at normal, which is odd. And we've got refused with the Uesugi and the Azai. And normal. Okay, we got... So there are clans that have no... They're hostile because they already have treachery. And then larger, more powerful clans are like... not worried about treachery, I guess. I was curious to see if the Hojo... if we could see anything about whose enemies over here. But the Hojo don't have alliances with anybody except for the Nagano, who we're probably taking out fairly soon. But I don't think they'll care. They're not going to defend them against us. If they did, it would break... Yeah, if they did, you'd have to think about that. That would break a more valuable alliance. The main reason to have Kazuhiro involved in this fight is actually just to reduce losses by other units so that we can use them instead to take castles. So I'd want some friends in this fight before we get going. You are not in the fight yet. This is not going to go our way. Until we get Ryu Ryotoshi to help. And now Ryu Ryotoshi's engaged.
Let's go! Acknowledged.
So I do want to use Kazuhiro's troops. That's why I didn't have him retreat already. No, you're supposed to be facing this way.
Leave it to me.
This is a really awkward maneuver that he's doing, apparently. And I guess they just didn't charge forward like I thought they would. They should be trying to take advantage of Kazuhiro before Ryu Ryotoshi can cross the river. But maybe they're not even up here where I thought they were. Maybe they're completely sneaking by us.
Yes.
Yes, they're completely sneaking by you.
Just leave it to me. Attack.
Alright, here we go.
Leave it to me. Will you survive our onslaught?
Mm-hmm. Sadamitsu Usami, by the way, one of the more dangerous and to be feared officers amongst their side. So he's currently winning this fight against
I've forged these tactics for decades.
yeah, this is not going our way at all.
Acknowledged.
Ryo Ryotoshi is a pretty powerful guy. He should be able to bring things back in our direction. And he had an area of effect thing that strengthened Kazuhiro as well. I think I'm going to have Kazuhiro withdraw after this fight. Just so that we don't have 0 troop count back at the base that this whole thing got started over. Are those tribals up there? If so, we just won. Yeah, it's just a tribe unit that didn't even get into position. Well, that was handy. Ryo Ryotoshi didn't take any losses. And Kazuhiro
Back to the castle.
can head home. So we'll basically have our guys diving in to attack from all directions and just wipe out this cluster of their troops. They got a really weak. These guys are not even. Oh, they used diplomacy to call for allies. So we got 1,000 troops from Takasada Haga's unit, which is with. I don't even remember. I don't even know what these guys are. They're the Mibu Castle. It's the Lord Haga, Lord Uesugi. I don't even know what clan that is. Uesugi clan. They're wary of treachery. They're about to become more wary of us than that. Well, they're conservatives. We should get along. But yeah, they might have other things to be worried about. Well, this is one of these things where we got the same logo with different colors. So I think this is like there's one clan, but there's like a split between different guys within the clan that's going on. The Satake are trying to expand, which is wise. And here we go. I think it's on. I think the Hojo are doing what I asked. They're not sending a lot of troops, though. Yeah, they're not going to get it done with this troop count unless Ujiyasu comes in there. Like, I don't know if they're taking Iwatsuki Castle with this. Well, I can try. It's like babysitting the Oda. I can try to hand them victories, but some of it they just got to do for themselves. Anyway, I got a good feeling we're going to get Umebayashi Castle and Minoa Castle out of this. Because the food's not running out that fast, and we're about to hit harvest.
We march.
Here we go. Mass battle. Oh, the Uesugi aren't even considered our foe, our primary foe. Because they're so badly outnumbered. This is going to be a slaughter.
I shall do this myself.
So we got a 2-to-1 advantage here.
Understood.
And honestly, we should fight kind of conservative. Because I want to have enough troop counts left to take those castles. But we'll figure out a way, don't worry. If we have to get really aggressive and storm instead of just surrounding, I want to get at least one of those 2 castles. We'll come out of this with 3,000 troops for sure that can take that Uesugi castle. But I would like to also... I'd like to also be able to take the... not Wada. It's like the one guy... The Nagano. I want to be able to take the Nagano's castle. Froxus, I'm happy to march by your side again. My lord! Play for free online! I'm sorry, I was taken in by those dreams you had about helping the Oda. What the fuck are you talking about? I need to have fewer crazy officers in my unit. You know what? Not worth using a tactic there. There's too few troops in both units. Just let it end. And then let Kazuhiro pull back. I guess Kazuhiro can come forward and
Follow my lead.
try to assist with something.
Acknowledged.
Acknowledged. Can you survive our onslaught?
He's the leader of the like little loser clan who has a really great castle but no officers.
This will end it.
All right, Ryutoshi, you just powered up Shingen. Now let's see you get in there and do some damage.
I shall do this myself.
Oh, it's only melee they got better at, huh? Okay.
Everyone, follow me. I'll end it with this. Everyone, follow me. I'll bring this.
Yeah, he's got powered up melee thanks to that tactic, but not range. Let's charge in and take advantage.
Get them out of our way.
High chance to confuse during melee? Well, we might get confused, but we're in
Set
charge.
them running. We withdraw. Understood.
This unit just never showed up. Either that or I defeated them without noticing, but... Yeah, they never showed up.
Understood. Retreat! Retreat! Acknowledged.
Well, wherever they are, they can't do that much damage, so we'll deal with them when the time comes, but...
Leave it to me.
This is going to be a big victory for us in the end.
Charge into them!
Where is the enemy? Who is saying that? Yeah, I think it's over.
We're pulling back.
Yeah, whoever they are, they showed up and then retreated. Like, I guess they were going for some sneaky flanking attack, but they didn't have enough force to do it. We have won the battle at Matsuida. Seems the enemy units have been completely annihilated. This battle's left me with the ferocity of the siege straits. Good on ya. Alright. 2,000. 4,000. It's close. Let's see, 1452. 24. That's almost 4. Plus 4 is 8. These guys together. We'll be able to take Minoa Castle. It's a matter of whether anyone rides out of here to interfere. Kazuhiro is retreating. So Ryutoshi can kind of stand here and try to guard the way, so that the Uesugi can't interfere from this direction. And hopefully they won't attack from Umebayashi Castle either. And, yeah, the Hojo are sending lots of little units that are not really appropriate for, well, it depends on whether the AI organizes is smart. If Uchiyasu and Tsunetaka are the ones who attack Iwatsuki Castle after they've dealt with the defenders, that'll be fine. But I'd love to grab Minoa Castle and a couple of officers.
Onward to the battlefield.
Meanwhile, are you about to become, yeah, I was about to say, are you about to become, Kenshin Kenshin, because that might be the only event that can save you guys if suddenly you become Bishamon and incarnate. Though Masakage Nagao had turned his back on his clan once, he returned and served his master well with his natural strategic talent. However, his laudable abilities and the fact that he had seceded once before were a cause of worry to other retainers. Viewing him as a danger more than any others was the tactician, Sadamitsu Usami, who just got done losing to us. Sir Masakage, forgive me. Sir Usami, you seem to be coughing quite a bit, my lord. Are you ill? With a disease called old age, my lord. Thoughts? One cannot stand against the waves of age. I cannot even find the desire to ride in the boats I so loved as a youth. Please do not speak like that, Sir Usami. The client still needs you. I thank you for your kind words, yet not much time remains for me. My only regret is Lord Kagatora. He is powerful on the battlefield. No man can doubt that. Yet that is not all it takes to lead a clan. Thoughts? Lord Masakage, you are the only one I can leave this clan to. Ah, no. Perhaps you could rule our domain while Lord Kagatora leads the troops. Surusami, what are you saying? Forgive me, that was just the nonsense of an old soul. Please forget I said anything. Yet my worry is great enough to draw such words from me. I ask your understanding. I see. Well, I shall take my leave. Please visit me at my home next time. My age leaves me with little but time on my hands. Thoughts? So I've picked up the flood controller straight. All right, I've made up my mind. I'll do everything I can for this clan now. Oh, I keep forgetting. I gotta...
Here's last month's balance.
How about teaching the siege straight to a retainer? I really should be moving some of these officers around. Yeah, and remember, we got Hanzo the Ninja is hanging out with Shingen, which seems unwise. Like, it's like, I know... I would be curious if... So, Kawinowari Sanada, the character, always wants to kill the Tokugawa. Colin Lancaster, I can't remember if it ever happened. I don't know why, like what this reason is that this created officer, no matter what, because he keeps bouncing from force to force in these different Nobunaga's ambition let's plays, but he always wants to destroy the Tokugawa. One of these days I'm going to play as the Tokugawa because I'm going to run out of forces. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, why does he hate the Tokugawa so much? I'm kind of curious. And I just got curious about another completely random thing. I don't know why this just came to me as a thing to wonder about, but... Who the hell's in charge of the Mori right now? Motonari Mori. Okay, he's old, but he's still alive. Alright. So yeah, we've had for a while now. They want us to build a new fortress. We barely have enough gold to do that. And we built fortresses. We built a fortress there in the other reality, which never built this time. The annoying thing is I can't tell. You can never tell like how many hexes of this land would actually be workable, because you'll get these places where it looks like there's a bunch. Here's a classic example. Komoro Castle. Oh, we've got... No, these are all considered hills. All you can really work is these three here. You can't work the rest of this. Presumably, if you built a fortress in one of these places, it would have these territories. Meanwhile, Fukashi Castle, which... Does it have a bunch? No, it's only got 3. It looks like it would have a bunch. It doesn't. So you never really know the right place to put a castle. Now, you want Grimmeth, who has the master builder trait, to build your castles anyway, because they'll get the most you know, slots to actually do stuff. But in the other reality, I spent resources building castles to help get strong. In this one, we've been expanding too rapidly to have the gold and labor to build castles. We keep taking castles that already exist rather than building new ones. But somewhere in here has got to be room to have some really premium castles built, you know? Anyway. Got treasures that we could give to trader. He's still the lowest. We could make him happy with a horse. Grimmeth Reaper's always kind of unhappy. I mean, you'll hate me for it, but making Ieyasu Mitsudaira really happy with us would be a really smart move. He's an excellent officer. Politically, he's got a bunch of guys who work for him. This is the kind of thing... I mean, Ieyasu is an interesting character. I already spent too much time in this session talking about Froxus Nelock and the motives of getting her on board, but Ieyasu is like, the byword is patience. He was a subordinate of Nobunaga's, rode through those storms. He fought and lost against Hideyoshi, but he was powerful enough fighting against Hideyoshi that the right way to do it was for him to sort of agree to a ceasefire. He nominally accepted Hideyoshi as the lord, the Taiko as he's called, but then he was powerful enough within Hideyoshi's sort of empire that as long as he made a point of being subservient in the correct ways, Hideyoshi could rule, but he had to take care of Ieyasu because he couldn't afford to ever lose him. So a thing you'll never see in any Kowai game happens, which is Hideyoshi's disastrous invasion of Korea. You'll never see that covered in any Samurai Warriors or Nobunaga's Ambition game. But yeah, Hideyoshi invades Korea. Ieyasu is exempted from having to provide men or supplies. That puts him in a great position after Hideyoshi dies, and indeed, after Hideyoshi dies, he takes over. So why am I talking about all that? Other than to say, Hideyoshi didn't properly plan for someone to take over behind him. I don't think Shingen would be that stupid. But even if he is, I think Shingen's the kind of guy who realizes, after I'm gone, the Takeda might not rule forever. There's worse guys than him you could have in charge. So Kalanawari Sanada is going to rip his hair out, but Shingen is going to make a point of presenting a fine horse to Ieyasu in a public sort of way to show his respect for this warrior who submitted and is now serving the Takeda. Also to make sure there's a known personal connection, and also for Ieyasu to betray him now after he'd been shown such magnanimous treatment would be pretty bad. So let's go with this. So this is the famed Black Cloud. I shall treasure it. Well, we've got castles up here that only have 2 people in them. And we've now got guys that... Oh, there's Mazuyuki. How long have we had him? He said he's already there at... So he's the Lord right now. I really wish I knew how to just switch over and see the officer info. Here we go. So he's got plenty of loyalty boosts. He doesn't need to be the Lord of the Castle. Although it is helping for sure. Hamamatsu Castle could be treated a lot better. But yeah, we got like 20-something officers up here now. It's gotten crazy. So... you got good officers. You don't have a lot of good political officers, do you? But here's a place we can send some officers there. Want people with decent pull. It's really tempting to me to just have like again, Colin Warisana is going to rip his head out or rip his hair out just to put oh, Hamatsu Castle was his old home base. Yeah, it's just to put him back at Hamatsu Castle. Now, who's the officer in charge there? He doesn't absolutely need the loyalty boost of being a lord. So what if we returned Ieyasu to his old home castle? He's currently an overseer somewhere. Kunamine, let's leave him there. Well, we got to get some decent pole officers out of this big group of pole officers that are just hanging around here. Hamuko Arisato is... yeah, she's not even the overseer at Tsujigasaki? Wow. Well, she's not part of the Hojo group, but she should probably be doing more than she is if she's just hanging out there and not even being overseer. Fancy Hat Man is being given new authority. Oh, and then we realize, yeah, this Komoro doesn't have any good military officers, apparently, because they marched out a bunch of crappy officers to that just big fight we just had. Well, these guys aren't setting the world on fire either, but there are some places that still got left out of all this. Because we absorbed a lot of some of the officers we absorbed from there are famous and well known. Others are just like competent domestic officers that were part of the Mitsudaira, so should be moving them around too. These guys are on the front line with the Oda. We should be giving them... Oh, hold on. Let's check here. Do we is the person here who's the castle lord someone who really needs to be a lord, or their loyalty will drop off a cliff? Nope. They're definitely happier being a lord, I'm sure. 10 over the requirement basically means if I take away you being a lord, you could potentially go back into the red. So we'll put Tadatsugu Sakai in charge to give him a little loyalty boost. He's also a pretty damn good officer. And we'll pull over another pretty damn good officer to kind of fill things out a bit. And that leaves us in a pretty good place. Alright guys, so we went from having like 20 something guys at Tsuchigasaki down to like 9. So I feel like we did a decent job of splitting those officers around so that we've got some people everywhere. And I even remembered, oh yeah, it's not just politics. We have like a bunch of officers in Komoro, and when we marched, only Ejiro Bayushi marched. Because nobody else would make the unit any better, and they still weren't that great. Because he's not primarily a military officer. As a created officer, even his middling areas are pretty good. So who... I got confused. I thought I saw a portrait there, which I would have recognized as being well, we got Hanbei up here. I kind of forgot about that. Yeah, Hanbei's up here at Kaizu Castle, so they don't have a lot of troops. But if they were attacked, those troops would be competently led. Somewhere over here, Ansho Castle is currently, I believe, Ichigen Asakura is the man in charge. But it's actually, truly, it's the home of the Baldo clan. Zero Uncle Baldo Fall, Jaxers Baldo, and Zerfina Baldo. Who, in my off-screen playing, I used her a lot. I had a lot of fun having her just, like, fuck up the Oda and the Azai. She hasn't had that much chance to do anything yet, but she's going to be, she's going to get utilized the next time. Yeah, because we don't have great troop counts here. So I might want to move her to, like, Okazaki Castle before the time comes to march, but we got pretty good guys over here, too. Anyway, it's time to call it a video. When we come back next time, guys, I think we are going to punish the Uesugi for having attacked us. We may be taking at least one of their castles, but my immediate focus is on taking the castle of one of their allies in the area. That would be more advantageous to us, less directly harmful to the Uesugi, but we'll see what happens. It's got a lot of hit points. It may be that I just leave it alone and take an Uesugi castle as a consolation prize. Either way, we're going to be cutting off the Uesugi cities that, you know, they had a little outcropping of cities on the Kanto plain. We're basically going to be cutting them off, which should make it easier for the Hojo to take the Kanto. That'll also weaken the Satake, who've been a nuisance off in the east. But, you know, we're fighting containing actions against the Uesugi because I just refuse to really commit to destroying the Uesugi because I want to keep pressing west towards Kyoto. I don't think we'll be doing that next time, but we will be moving in a progressive direction because we're a conservative clan, so why wouldn't we? Bye, guys.